Hello, hello, beautiful people, mi gente bella. Welcome to another edition of Santana Says, where we talk about everything from roadblocks to relationships, everything in between, and the overall journey of life. I am excited as always to bring you another edition of the show, but also we got another wonderful guest. And so, we are wrapping up our Unwrapping Lessons series. So, you know what I mean? If y'all been following, that is how we are doing the end of the year, beginning of the new year, all of that. And so, first of all, thank y'all for being here. You know what I'm saying? Rocking with us. Amen. The end of another year, exactly. We made it. Yeah. Which is a testament in of itself, Jesus. And so, with that being said, there's been a lot. There's been a lot going on. So it's just a good time. You know what I'm saying? Pause, reflect, see how things have been going. And our guests can definitely attest to that. You know what I'm saying? So if you could just tell the beautiful people a little bit about you, who you are, you know what I mean? Just a little bit about brought you here today.
Well, my name is Rosa. I don't want to put it out there, but my birthday's coming up soon, so I'm going to be another year older in a couple weeks. But reflecting on my life and today and where I have been, it's been a hell of a journey. But I can say honestly that it's been a lesson in general. My whole life has been a lesson. Everything I've done has been a lesson. Yeah. Being a mom at a young age, working, trying to find the mojo and how to do everything and, just being there for your friends, for your family, for your significant other, battling all that is a challenge in itself. You don't give yourself enough credit. You don't give yourself time. So, in this point in my life, I can say that, you know what I mean? All that was just a lesson to today. I'm a little less harder on myself to an extent, because there's always those times where, you beat yourself up and you're overthinking everything you do. Jesus, it's literally, it's an illness most of the time for me. But when you got somebody to help you, put it all together, it makes life a little bit easier. My kids are grown. I got 25-year-old, 23-year-old. They're out the house right now doing their own thing. I just got a teenager and a baby at home. And my job isn't really as demanding as it, you know what I mean? But it's work. I also have a side business that I do, and which isn't crazy busy. You know what I'm saying? It's really just a side hustle, and I do it for fun, honestly. But family is everything when you sit back and think about your life. You know what I mean? My family, there's 8 of us. Mom and dad were pretty tight, and I've been through a divorce, real ugly divorce. And, I had to pick myself back up and all that and everything that I had been through my first relationship, through my second relationship, which was a marriage. And then just right now, just feeling like I'm me, and being able to do whatever and not feel like, I'm doing something wrong or, just being free. You know what I'm saying? Like friends, that have come and gone and, and no matter what, through it all, it's been my family that have been, you got your mom and, your kids and everything you guys do, you do together. And that's how me and my family are, my siblings, we may not all be there at 8 at once, but when we're there, it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? You can't get that anywhere. And, I'm grateful for those kind of things every day. I'm grateful to see my kids all in one piece. I'm grateful to have a home, a car to drive, a job to go to work to. So, these are the kind of things you take for granted in life, because you don't have that car, you don't have that house, or you don't have that, you know what I'm saying? But it's really, it's just about where you are today and who you're living with in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And,
absolutely.
And really, life's lesson will take you up until this point. You know what I'm saying? Until this day, I'm not 100%. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things about myself that I wish were different, or in my life that I wish could be better. But, at the end of the day, you just got to be grateful for what you have, and my life's lesson has brought me to that today, because if I could sit here for hours and go from start to finish, it would be a lot. But to the people out there who, the young ones who feel like, you're struggling now and, God, am I ever going to get there? You will, you know what I'm saying? But, stay true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Keep your family close and, and put you and your kids first and you'll get there,
Absolutely.
So, but
Man.
every day is a lesson. Every day
Right.
is a
There's
lesson.
always something in
Everything you
there.
do, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you can't be perfect no matter how much you beat yourself up, but
Right.
yeah.
And there, I must say, well, and then you can always, like climb up, like, right? There's always like that impossible place that you want to like reach. You know what I mean? You're always like, oh, but I could be.
And you overthink it so many ways in your head, and then
Exactly.
you try to do it, and you're like,
Man.
yeah,
Right.
maybe it's just meant for me to be right here.
Yeah, exactly. Let me enjoy this for a second. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yes. But I mean, 8 though. It's a little couple of y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 8
It's
of
a
us.
big family.
It is, and let me tell you what, right now there's every one of them are going through their own thing, and I can sit there being, I'm the oldest sister, so being that I have been through so many things, you try to carry that on in a positive way,
Right.
like if there's one going through relationship problems, you just kind of, you can't be there beating him down when he's already, being beaten down. You know what I mean? He's
Right.
defeated at this point, but at the end of the day, you'll be okay. My
Right.
mom always say it one day at a time. Just talk to God. Do whatever you got to do, but tomorrow's a new day. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And nobody's perfect.
No.
That's what we all go through these life lessons for, to experience them and to share them with others who,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? So they know they ain't alone,
Yeah.
because how many times you sit and you think about people and you sit there and you've judged or you've, said your input, but you don't know the story.
You don't.
You know what I'm saying? I've for one have been through, something similar where things happen in my household, where things happened, and I was the one being judged, you know what I'm saying? But nobody really knows,
Right.
nobody knows what I was going through. And at the end of the day, it took me a lot to say, I don't care what they think. You know what I'm saying? I had to deal with all this. I had to deal with the hurt, the pain, the struggles, but,
Right.
we did it and we're all, we're not 100%. We're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? But we have a weight lifted off of our shoulders,
Right on.
and you can move on and function each day. And people are still going to talk.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry about
You always
people.
got something. Yeah.
Don't worry about people.
That part.
And if something happened to you, you got to look at the good in that. You're alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was, sharing that with my sister. It was scary, but she's here, and another life lesson, you can't take for granted anything. Can't take
Right.
for granted anything, You look at the bads in certain things, but then you also have to look at the brighter side of things, and
Could always be worse.
yeah, exactly.
And
So-
you meant that was like a recent reflection with your sister because of something happened before or something recently that happened to her?
No, just her accident. It was unreal because we just celebrated a milestone for her. She just had her 40th birthday.
Oh,
We
wow.
celebrated her like it was an amazing party.
Right.
And it was amazing for me because I was, reflecting on, my family. When you have those moments,
yeah.
you reflect on those moments, and we all were recovering on our Sunday,
You're right.
and then Monday we're going back to work, and then boom, that she was in a little accident and she was alive. Her car was gone, but her leg is a little messed up, but it was scary, because
Right.
it was like, phew. But she's home and we're all grateful. We didn't
Yeah,
have,
that she's
we're
here,
all
yeah.
grateful. Like, and that's pretty much, but yeah, life is a lesson every day, everything you do.
Right. No, and it could change in the blink of an
In the
eye.
blink
Like
of an eye.
I remember saying that on a recent episode of when I was talking about like grief and gratitude, and I was saying that like literally, like that's sometimes we wake up to news we don't even expect, like out of nowhere. We go to sleep one way and then literally wake up a different way, and like you just never know. And that's such a big shining example of that. Like who would have expected that? Like
Yeah,
that would-
exactly. What? I'm just having coffee, or
Like,
like I
right.
can't believe it. In another instance, it was my sister was in the hospital, and one of our good friends, took his own life, and that all on Thanksgiving morning. So it was like we were already dealing with the fact that we almost, had a little scary experience, but then that, and then in the last 3 years in my family, we lost my grandma, my uncle, two of my cousins, car accidents. It's just like And every time, you're sitting there trying to grieve one, and it's all happening around the holidays. And
Yep.
it's never a good time. It's never a right time. You know what I mean? But
Right.
all those things will humble you in so many ways, because
Yep.
you just, it takes me just looking at the grass or the trees to say, wow.
Yeah.
At one point I didn't care about that. I didn't think about that, but it really is, for me, it's it's serenity. It's, life,
Right.
you know what I mean? But
Oh yeah. And I do think the only thing is that the holidays just brings everything front and center. So it's like I think it just makes you think about things just even more, especially because this is a time where we gather even more than we already
and you
do.
enjoy each other's company and you laugh and you put shit to the side and you
Yep.
just are free. You're acting like kids. You're getting drunk. You're not getting drunk. You're being,
Right.
grumpy. Whatever you want to
Whatever
be,
you
but
wanna do,
we're all
you get
here.
to do it. Yep.
So
Exactly.
but yeah, life. And until you experience so much in your life, you won't look at it the same.
Right.
Some
It does
people still
humble.
don't get it.
Right. That is true. That part. And I do think, and I mean, and I also feel you on that elusive concept of that perfection, though. You know what I mean? Because, like, and really, I don't even know that I need it to be perfect all the time. I mean, what would that even look like? You know what I mean? So now I just stop trying, like, I guess, because everything's my
Somebody
way.
who ain't laughing, who ain't having a good time, being
Right.
goofy. Perfect is just sitting there being cute.
Yeah, you're right.
And not doing nothing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that don't even exist. But
It really don't. Because that's what I was thinking, like, well, we want changes too.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's why I think it's hard to be like, to chase after certain concepts because your goals change. You know what I'm saying? As you're, especially with different experiences, all of a sudden what you wanted before is going to be different now because you done seen more, live more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And done a lot. And as the oldest, that's what I figured. And also, that's what I want to shout out. So you said 8 siblings.
Yes.
But also, like, there's been a few actually. So we had Melvin, you know what I'm saying, Junior,
That's
on
my
the show.
brother.
He hates being called Melvin. Like, but yes, Junior.
Junior.
Yes, he was on the show.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we had my, Lisette,
My
aka
sister.
Mama.
Uh-huh.
So yes, yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm like, we've had a few, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like, we have not had the matriarch, you know what I'm saying, the oldest.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that role, you know what I'm saying, is like you're like holding it down, like you said,
Yeah.
for the babies.
For my family, mainly my mom, you know what I mean? I hold it down because I love it. I love my family.
Right.
They've been there for me through a lot of my personal life struggles. You know what I mean?
Right.
Without judgment, just wanting to help me and get me to be me. You know how many times I heard, it's nice to see you be you. We
Yeah.
missed you. You just weren't you. And you had to sit back and think about it, like, huh?
Right.
And as where I'm at in my life right now, I'm like, I get it. I get it. I dress different, I talk different, I look different, I feel different. So, and there was once upon a time in my life where I was that, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But that was before the kids, before the men that were in and out of my life, and the life lessons,
Right. Yeah, true.
all that took me to get to this point. You gotta find you gotta, I don't give it. I live my life to the fullest.
Right.
I try to be blessed. There are some times, like I said, where you overthink a lot of things and you just, you wish things, you wish you could have this, you wish you could do this, you wish you could do that, but you can't. You can't do it all.
No.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's
And
one
that
of
fucks with you. I don't know why it does. Why the fuck? Yeah, I want that goddamn truck, but I got a truck. I got a car. It's, yeah, I'll get that. You know what I'm saying? But you don't need it. You just want it.
Right.
You want to go on that trip with the family, but you just can't, You just can't go to everything. You can't do everything,
No.
But it's still a battle every day. Like I say, every day is something new.
Right.
Every day you come across somebody who, still has it worse than you and you're like, damn. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's the people around you that make you really really sit there and have you thinking even more. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you're like, damn, they're going through that. And you know what I'm saying? Here I am. I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm fine.
Yeah.
And it's my mom. It's my mom for me. She always puts that in my head a lot,
Yeah.
She's that one person who's like, you're fine, you're give it to God, or she's, having faith in a person, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially nobody higher than your mother, you know what I'm saying? It really, and it's what I try to be, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's hard, it's hard. Me and my daughter, we we have a relationship, but it's complicated at times. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yep.
You know, because of, the things we've been through in our life. You know what I'm saying? And some people know and some don't, but she's come a long way and I'm proud of her. Like literally, she's come a long way, and she'll see this and know that I'm proud of her and I love her, and hopefully they all know that I did my best even with my mistakes.
Right.
You know
No,
what
of
I'm saying?
course.
But they, my two younger kids, I was a mom at 15 years of age, so from then on I had to grow up and I had to learn, and it's all I try to instill in my kids. You got to go through some shit in order to see what life is all about. Ain't nothing ever easy. Nobody's
Right.
ever just going to give you a car. Nobody's ever just going to give you a house.
Right.
You got to work for it. You got to work for everything you want. You got to, and you got to want to do it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Nobody can do it for you. Nobody did it for me. I made my mistakes. I had to fix them on my own. I had to learn my own.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's all you try to do.
Yes.
In my mind, I may not be as affectionate, and I could be better. But they're there. I love them. They know that I love them, and same with my siblings. I could be hard. I
Yep.
can say what's on my mind, but
Yeah.
who am I if I'm not going to do that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to be, because they got to know that you've been through these things, and this is just from experience. You
Right.
know,
Absolutely.
it's all experience.
It is though, and then like what was interesting is that by you saying that, like as the oldest, and they like see you. The good thing is it's good and bad. So all eyes on you. Mm-hmm. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? As the oldest one, they're gonna be like noticing things. It's dope though that they were like they can notice too when you're not fully you. You know what I mean? And they kind of
yeah.
like because they love you so much.
Yeah.
And they actually see the authentic you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else sees what they see, but
Yeah.
it's like your siblings know the real. You know what I mean?
No.
So they're like, nah, I know when something's off. You know what I mean? Or something like that. And like, you ain't feeling right. Like, what's going on for real? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sure, smiling for everybody else,
You
but let me
don't-
know what's up.
You don't want to be honest with them because you're scared. You're scared of that. Like, I already know what they're gonna say because I'd say it to you. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
That's how I'd be. Like, I already know what you're gonna say.
Right. Don't try to
But,
pull your game
don't
on
worry.
me.
I'm gonna get there one day.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, it is. But it's more for me. It's just keeping it all together. It's like I always tell my other half. When you're not all there, it feels off. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And when you're all there, it feels right. It's like my one brother who'd been not missing, but he hadn't been with us for at least 4 Christmases. And this year he was trying to skip out. We finally got him, and he's just like, yeah, been without me for 4 years. What is this gonna do? And it's like, you don't even understand. It was, it was missing.
Yeah.
Even if you just sitting there, it's, you know what I'm saying? It was
Absolutely.
that feeling for us. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, life is a journey, and we're still living it every day, and we're learning as we go along.
Yeah, definitely that part. And I'm positive that family is such an important value for you.
100%.
Because yes, exactly. Like it's like literally like the definition. Like it's what you live and breathe.
Yeah.
And what I think is the coolest thing is that they are a big family. And
Yeah.
y'all, like the kings and queens of events, okay? They gonna throw a party. Okay. Like it'd be
Yeah.
a lot. Like Junior was on here talking about like, oh, he had to like figure out his schedule because there's always something going on. Like
my-
if it ain't one thing, it's
Preach.
another. Birthday party, something.
It is, and it's always, it can't just be a party.
Yes, it needs to be an event.
My sister's party was diamonds and denim.
Oh, let's go. That's
So
cute.
we were up. This is
You know
where
what I'm saying?
my jacket came about. Like it motivated me to, and I made her a real nice one. It was kind of like her scrapbook on a jacket.
That's cute.
It was like one of
Come
those
on.
things where no matter what, she's gonna remember her 40th birthday. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, but yeah, it's stressful.
I bet. Planning all of that is not
Yeah.
easy.
We have a camper, so when we go out there in our summer, we're gone. My family ain't happy about it. They're not.
sure.
We're missing a lot, and it's like, come on, I devote my whole winter to you.
Exactly. I deserve a little break.
Hey, if I miss out on something, I'm there in spirit. But
Right.
this is my serenity. It's my happy place.
Yes.
I need this, But that because that, right there, I fight for that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I don't care what you guys say. I've been through enough in my life, and this is what I want to do.
Right.
This is what I'm doing, and I
Yeah.
love you guys. I do, but can I? I'm enjoying myself. I'm happy here.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because it's peaceful. It's away from reality, from life, from working, from
Yeah.
cooking and cleaning and running errands, and
Man.
just sitting there thinking, I want to do this. You pull up, you pull out a 6-pack, turn on the fire and you just mingle.
Yeah.
And you're scrubby as clothes possible. You know, who cares?
We ain't got
trying to be cute, put on no makeup. You just
we outside
looking scrubby and bummy.
Yeah, exactly. Best times.
Amazing time. I try to tell people, you know, everybody got their happy place. You know, people love boats, people love fishing, people love golfing. That's mine.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
Know what I'm saying? But it took a lot for me to get there, you know, and that now it's just, that's what I get.
Yeah. Well, and I figured because that's what it seems like too. Like not only are all eyes on you, but they count on you for a lot, which is good, right? In one aspect, because it's like I'm loved by so many, but it's also just a lot of responsibility.
It is. And you want to be there. You do. You beat yourself up. I beat myself up like, God.
Yeah.
But I really want to go here. I had a rough week at work, you know, I'm tired. I just want to, you know, so it's hard. And my mama always tells me, it ain't the same without you. It wasn't the same without you. And I'm like, Mom, you know, and she's the number one person I'm thinking about, you know?
Right.
Most of the time, like, Mom's going to be upset, but she's not upset. You know what I'm saying? She's happy, but she just...
Exactly.
You know, it's like I was saying, you know, if you're all there, it just feels right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was getting at. Like, it just... Yeah. I love those moments, but I love my peace and quiet and me time.
Man. But it does sound like that was a big, you know, like you said, as far as lessons are concerned. But it does seem like Mom definitely instilled this amazing concept of love, clearly. You know what I'm saying? Because that woman...
To us all, 100%. I mean, we're all adults now with our own kids. I mean, we're talking 20-something grandbabies here. And no matter what she goes through, I literally grew up with my mom. I got to see all her struggles, her mistakes, her pain, everything she went through. You know what I'm saying? And that right there, you know, she was trying to lead me in the other direction. And of course, I wanted to find my own path and thinking I can handle it. But no, you can't. And that's why I'm the way that I am. I can't sit up here and tell you to leave that man who's been beating your ass for 2 years, because you're not going to do it until you're ready. You know what I'm saying? Because it took that. I hid from my family. I kept things to myself, and I tried to put on a happy face. But, you know, you can't, nobody can tell you. They can say what they want to say. They can do what they want to do. They can judge you. But until you are ready to go, and until that time comes, you are just going to keep on living.
You are.
But one day you'll get there, and I swear to you, it'll be a life changer.
Right. No, seriously.
And then the next relationship, you know, in your mental, if your mental is set differently, you know, because you can't be going backwards. You know, at this point, everything got to be much better.
Right.
You learned here, and this next one is going to be different. You know? And that's how, and my mindset was.
Right.
You know, and even the second time around, sure, these things weren't happening that were happening then, but there was still a lot of things happening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then after that, you know, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to be me. I'm just going to do and feel and whatever it is that I please, you know, and you know what that was? It was like
free.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yes.
And now that's me. I'm living free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like 3rd time's a charm. It really is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for some people, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, that's what life, you know, this is where life brought me, you know? It brought me to this point, so.
Oh, yes. And I mean, and definitely a big thing to, because, you know, I know what's funny is I was telling you about our previous guests, you know, because, you know, we've had different people, you know, from different walks of life. Both of you, though, like interact with me a lot on social media. That's the cool thing, though. So, yes. So a lot of what was here was that we've like agreed on a lot of different viewpoints, you know what I'm saying, that are brought up amongst the show. And I know like you all both support like genuinely, you know what I'm saying, with everything. And so that was part of it. But what was interesting is that even without knowing her, the age, though, y'all actually have that in common. What's crazy is she said too, one of her first pivotal relationships, and it was not the best one, was at the age of 15 as well. And so it's just like, oh man, like 15 is not supposed to be the start of that. You know what I mean? Like 15 is supposed to just be, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a quince. Like in Puerto Rican culture, like we have quinceañeros, y'all. So like you got your sweet 16 American culture. I didn't explain this on the other episode, but I'm gonna let y'all know. Quinceañeros is a big deal. You know what I mean? It is like a mini wedding though, I ain't gonna lie.
It is.
That shit is pretty much, you are like presenting.
Too much.
Yeah, like straight up. It is so much. And I'm like nervous as hell because, you know, I got 3 babies. So, and they like, and I took them to a quince, so they're like, oh, I want one. So now I gotta do that 3 times. Thanks, y'all. Whatever.
Me.
So I got you. I'm gonna need the event planner on deck.
We love it.
Oh, good. Okay, no, I'm gonna need that. So just be ready. Oh my gosh.
It's fun. It really is. No. And back then is way different than it is now.
Yeah.
I swear, me and all my friends were pregnant at 15. It was,
Right.
I don't know, it was the thing. And I don't know why. It was, I mean, I don't regret it. And I can't see myself having 4 kids
Right.
now. You know what I'm saying? The fact that I had them then, it was like,
right.
my last 2 is, you know what I'm saying?
Doozy. Yeah.
Like, it was easy then. I don't know why. It was easy, but yeah, but nobody plans that. Nobody.
No, right.
It happened and it made me grow up very fast.
Yeah.
I grew up mentally. Like I was just like, you know what? My mom, I was there. My mom was there, but my mom was not there. You know, she
Right.
was like, I gotta work. I still got
Stuff to
kids
do.
to take care of. I'm not taking care of your kids. You know what I'm saying? You can stay here, but you know.
Yeah.
So I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the other grandparents and the other families, you know, they helped and. You know, but it was still hard.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows how to be a mom with 2 kids by the time I was 19, you know? It was,
Yeah.
you know, trying to figure out what I want to do, where I want to go, who.
Let alone, yep.
You got to be with this person for the kids, you know. Fuck you, you know. It's all about the kids, but it's not.
Right.
It's never about the kids because if your kids have to see that, then they're going to be that. They're going to think it's okay, you know? So it's not about, it's about you.
Right.
You know, you can't be living for him and you can't be everything got to be for them because it ain't going to be right.
Nope.
It's not going to be 100%. And you don't want your daughter getting, you know, that kind of, you know, love out there. You don't want your son being that man, you know? Right. So the best thing you can do is leave.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If it ain't a good relationship,
you will be okay.
Yep.
I promise.
Yes.
So.
True. But even that like like you said, it takes a while to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially 100%. If you don't know how to recognize that to be able to get out of that. But it's especially going to be harder when you're literally like living through these experiences, like you said, because you were literally like growing up. And that's something I did mention yesterday. So the quince I didn't. But what I did mention is that at 15, period, like you're still developing, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. So doing that alongside such an experience like motherhood is just, there's nothing that can really like match that, you know what I mean? Because there's already no manual for motherhood. There's already no manual for life. And you kind of like putting that together. So like, and interestingly enough, you also essentially grew up alongside your kids similarly to like how you did with your mom. Yep.
100%.
So,
and you know, when I saw, you know, what my mom had to do with 5 kids, she had to pick up and leave a whole nother state to escape, you know, that poison that was in her life. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, that's exactly what I did. One day I said, all right, you know what? This is it.
Yeah.
Packed up and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't look back. You know, I made some stupid mistakes along the way, but I still, you know, stayed true to me. Like, you know, I'm not going back. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna move forward, you know?
Right.
But it has all been a life. And I try to pass that along to my kids too. You know what I'm saying? I may not be there 100%, but just hearing things that I have to say is enough. You have to hear these things. I've always said it. I'm your mother first. You know what I'm saying? I'm not your friend. You know what I'm saying? We can have a friend-like relationship, but I'm your mom.
We can be friendly.
You know, I want to be honest with you, 100% with you. You know, I want to be, you know what I'm saying? If I feel like you need to be an adult, you need to be an adult. If I feel like you were wrong, you were wrong. You know, it's, you know, those kind of things. I don't want to step on toes. You know what I'm saying? I want to be genuine with you. But, you know, I love you.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, you're going to know that.
I love you.
Yes.
But these are all just, it's going to get you through life. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
It helped me. I wanted to help you. And, you know, until you see it that way.
Right.
You're going to have your own difference on it, your own output, your own input on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting that we say like, because even when you refer to it like as the mistakes, but it's like, also, what did you know though at that point? You know what I mean? So like, it's kind of hard to be like, you know, you were probably just navigating, you know what I mean? So like you were figuring it out as you went, like you literally. But then also like, I do think that balance though, like you said, between the friendship too and parenthood, I feel you. Because like you want to open up that door and have like friendly conversations and they're open ones, you know what I'm saying? Especially with your kids.
Yeah.
But it's like, but then you got to make sure, but don't forget.
Then you gotta put your foot down and you're
exactly.
like,
Still be like, hold on. Yeah. I thought we was cool.
You know, it's from the 9-year-old. Now this is, you don't love me, but it's the older ones who make it seem like, you know, you're not proud of them or you're too hard on them or you don't care or you're taking one side over the other. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
no. That's not what any of this is.
I'm just being a mom. I have to say that to my 9-year-old all the time. Can I be a mom today?
Right.
Please, can I say something without feeling like you thinking I don't love you?
Right. Exactly. Like, yeah, this is not an attack.
And that's what for my older kids, it has to be like that. I'm not taking nobody's side. I'm just being a mom.
Yeah, for real though.
Look at my mom with 8 kids. You think she's easy with all of them? No, she has to speak the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. They're not gonna always agree with everything that's said, for sure. Like I'm sure they're gonna be receptive to some things and not to others.
Yeah.
But you do have an interesting like experience in the fact that you now have adult kids. So like, is it harder, easier? Like, what would you say the adult children experience is like?
I honestly, I feel like I can be a little bit. I feel like I could be more of a friend, to them
now. Now that
yes.
they're grown. Yep.
And well, my daughter, she's in a good place in her life,
Right.
And we don't hang out with each other enough, so it's still hard on that part. She always makes the effort.
Right.
My son, he kind of lives away, but I in my mind, I try to let him know that I want him to be happy.
Right.
I feel like he feels like he's alone most of the time. He's got like seizures. He has seizures, so he doesn't work. And he lives, a ways with his auntie. So I see him here and there. I don't get to see him a lot. He came to see me last night briefly, and I saw him for Christmas. And my daughter lives. She has her girlfriend, and she lives her life. But we don't spend a lot of time together, I would say. As when they were kids, and you had them on your arm every day and all the time. But when we see each other, we laugh and we have a good time. That's what I was saying as far as their relationship goes. Yeah. When them two together, it's like you're on pins and needles. Please get along today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but when it's good, it's good.
Yes.
They don't bother me for anything. I don't feel like my daughter's out there struggling and she's taking my money and she's on drugs. You know what I'm saying? Neither of them are like that.
Yeah,
they want to make themselves feel like they're doing it on their own. You know what I'm saying? And that was my whole thing growing when they were being raised. I don't care what you do. You ain't got to go to college. You ain't got to just be happy.
Right.
Be okay. Be independent. That's it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But our relationship is okay. Sometimes my daughter will meet me out at the bar. We'll have a drink and, but she can't. It's like I told her, we're on a whole different. I'm 40-something. You're 20-something. It's way different. Yeah. I used to do you.
Right.
But this is me now. This is a different dude.
I go hang with all y'all. Yeah. No, I'm not. Got a bedtime.
Like, you ain't invite me. I'm like, I'm with my girls. Like, this is a whole different group
situation.
Here, girl. Y'all out here. We just...
Right.
We trying to watch that Hangover tomorrow. It's trying to be minimal.
No, for real. Exactly.
So, but yeah, it's definitely, they're just my adult kids and they're living. Now they're living their lives and I'm sitting there giving them advice and you know what I'm saying? There's the hard days and there's the easy days.
Right. But that's such a good sign because I remember telling somebody too though that like, I think we were talking about like it was a teacher I had and I was talking to a previous teacher about another one and like how her daughter is now living like all these different places or whatever. But I'm like, it's actually a good sign that they like decided that they can cut the cord, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes and that they're like, yep, I don't have to always live up under you. Like they can spread their wings. Like, so I'm like, that's gotta be like, you know what I mean? Such an exhilarating, like one part you're like, wow, you know what I mean? Like they're out there doing their thing. They're not right by me, you know what I mean? So I can't watch everything, but it's such a good thing because it means they are actually doing them. You know what I mean? And I did that.
Yes. And my daughter left at 16, for our reasons, but she left at 16 and she never came back. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And she may have...
I never had to,
But she's independent. She pays her own rent, pays her own bills, She has her own car, I can't complain one bit. And that's what I try to tell her. Like, you may sit up here and say that it was hard, that nobody helped you, but it was the same for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got a little help, like, somebody you knew rented out a house and it was cheaper. You know what I'm saying? It was a start, but you still had to do that, And it's like I told her, I had you guys at a young age and I had to pick y'all up and take the bus sometimes, if the family wasn't available or, I had to call off work when you guys are sick or, just anything.
Yep.
And I didn't get a car till I was 21.
Yeah.
Like you got your first car at 16, like that's amazing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So there's a lot of things you did that I couldn't do, but
Right.
you did it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all I wanted them. Everything you want in life, you got to do on your own. Nobody's gonna give it to you.
Nope. Not at all.
Nobody.
Yeah. And it's
There are some people who'll help you, and you know,
Right.
but
and support you along the way.
yeah, but you got to do it all on your own.
Yeah. Yeah, that can't always be like the security blanket. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at some point, you got to know because you can't always rely on that, you know, in the real world. So you got to be able
Yeah.
to know, like, how can I depend on myself? And if I know that this is always here, I'm going to keep going back to that.
Exactly.
But exactly.
Even if it's $5 and $10 every day. My kids know to ask me. I can count on my hands how many times my kids have asked me for money.
Right.
And it wasn't money. It was, give me $10, I'm going to Subway.
Right.
Or give me 25, just, it's never been money. You know, I can't pay my rent, can't pay my bills, or, and that, says, well, they might look at it as she ain't got no money, and that's true. But if you need it, I'll go over and beyond to give it to you. If I felt like it was me helping you. You know what I'm saying?
But it's cool you didn't have to.
No, exactly.
Right. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, man. But that is cool, though. So now being able to see, like, life on that side, you know what I'm saying, on the other side, after all the experiences and all these things. And you did say that, like you said, third time, being a charm. So obviously you're now in a greater relationship, you know what I mean,
Yes,
that you can
amazing.
appreciate. Yes. And I mean, like you said, there's a lot of humbling experiences that got you here, you know what I mean? It's for you to be able to appreciate
And
it.
we relate to each other a lot on that, me and Jose. We could sit there and talk about so many things that we both similarly been through. You know what I'm saying? He's been through his divorce. I've been through mine. He's got 4 kids. I got 4 kids. He started young. I started young. He was in past relationships that he probably wasn't 100% himself.
Right.
Same thing with me, and then we complement each other, so well. When they say there's a person out there for you, there's a person out there for you, 100%. When you ain't looking for it, it will come.
Exactly.
And when it comes, it don't matter where it came from. It's there, and you'll know. You know what I'm saying? And this man has, been there for my kids. He loves me 100% as I am, goofy, slow, overthinking, extra crazy. All of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He's like my best friend.
Yes.
He literally is. He's my best friend. Like, I've been so blessed, and I felt, and sometimes I had to question my life. I asked God so many times, like, what did I do? How did I get here? You know what I'm saying? And then you have to look at everything you've been through and say, dang, he took me through all that to bring me here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it. And it's bad in some ways because of the things that I got to think about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With my family and, my relationships and my kids. I have to think about everything we've been through to think about where I'm at now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, it's his way. It's his plan. It's how it works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so every day,
Yeah.
I just live. I try to be happy. I do. But sometimes, life
There's
gets
a
the
lot.
best of you.
It does. But it does help.
Like
you
one
said.
minute, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And the next minute, I'm like, what the fuck?
What
Shut
is
up.
happening?
Like, shut up there.
Right. There is there's always a lot of
Damn,
thoughts.
I don't care.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
but, some days I'm just free. And like, I like it like that a lot, but,
Right.
it's a lot. Work, life, it's a lot.
Yeah, you're pulled in a lot of different directions.
Yeah. It's
for
like,
sure.
in one sense, if it was just me and Jose and no kids and no family, would it be perfect? Probably not.
Right. But closer.
Because
No.
you'd be lonely, you'd
No, I
be
know.
bored, you wouldn't have issues.
That's
you,
true.
You know, you wouldn't
Exactly.
have anything to experience, it just,
Yeah, no color.
yeah, exactly. It's just, here we are.
You're right. Exactly. Just
What do we
living.
do today?
Right. True.
What can we conquer, Like,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
yeah, I travel. I was terrified of flying, crying, hyperventilating,
Wow, to fly?
nuts.
Oh,
And
no.
this dude, we're going to Jamaica 2 years in a row. We've been
Wow, okay. So, yeah,
we're in Florida every year. We've been on family vacations. We've been everywhere. We drive, we fly, and I get on with so much, like I'm very trying to find the word for it. Like, inside is there's no fear in there. Like, it's just
Oh, there we go.
all right.
Internal
Here we go.
peace.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if today's going to be the day up here, then it is what it is.
Oh, no, right. Gotta go. We'll go out
You know
flying.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm going to go and live my life. You know, I
Yes,
really want to
exactly.
go here. I really want to do these things. That's me living my life right now, not giving it. You know, I still overthink it and but when I'm there, I'm there. I'm going.
See, but then that's the thing though, like, yes, no, and I feel you on that.
Yeah.
But I think like your sister too, like, unfortunately, right? It's like that's a reminder right there. Like she also didn't plan. She was doing regular things.
Yeah.
She wasn't flying to Jamaica when the accident happened.
Exactly.
So
She
it's
was
like
25 miles down the road and
what?
somebody
See what I'm-
came out of a side street and just said, hey.
No. See?
You know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like if we right. So if we live our life constantly in fear, then we just won't even do the
Exactly.
things. We won't take the
Exactly.
chances when it's like it can happen. Anything can happen anytime. So we got to just be able to live and maximize what we can.
100%.
But it is dope when you have somebody that's great. So what I love the most about the way you describe your relationship is the best friend part. You know what I'm saying? So
Best
like y'all
friend,
friends at
100%.
the end of the day, you know what I mean? So like, of course y'all together, but having that foundation of friendship is solid, so great.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
I tell him everything.
Yeah.
He tells me everything.
you know what I mean?
We
No
cook,
secrets.
we clean,
Right.
we did dinner dates, we Netflix and chill, we include our kids, we bowl, we home dinners, we wash clothes, we do it all together. Like,
Yeah.
And sometimes and this is my mental. Like, I don't want him helping me cook and clean.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you should be washing the clothes. You work hard, that's the old school growing up. You come home, you got a hot plate on the table, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
he'll do the dishes or and I had to tell myself it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the life that I lived,
Yeah.
I was all those things and I wasn't appreciated.
Yep.
I was doing everything right and still was unappreciated, took for granted, So this time around, I did things differently. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Everything. Even having to let him pay for dinner.
Yeah. Right.
You know what that is? When you
Yep. You always had to do it.
yeah,
I always pull out my card. Yep.
yeah.
Exactly.
No, I got it. In the beginning, you're like, God, am I taking advantage of this person?
Right.
Or you had to learn to just live. You're equal. You're one.
Yeah.
But it was life. It's a life lesson. You learn as you go along. Some things ain't always what they are, or seem to be. And I ain't saying we got a perfect relationship, but for me, it's perfect.
Oh yeah. No,
in every way possible. We're going on 5 years, and no, we ain't married. No, we're just living.
Yeah.
We've had our relationships. I've been in a relationship since I was 15 years old. Jumped out of one, gotten. It's the
Yeah.
shit you had to learn along the way. It's
Right.
nobody could prepare you for it. Because even though mama been through it or your friend been through it, you're going through your own different. Different. You're you. They're them.
Yes.
Everybody deals with things differently. So
Yep.
for me, I literally took it all as a life lesson.
Right.
I learned what not to deal with, learned what not to do, learned what my next relationship was going to be, learned how to love myself, learned how to just be free. You know what I'm saying? Because if
Right.
I can go out there and put something on, I'm going to be confident with it,
Yeah.
And that's how I feel now. Before I didn't feel that. I felt, oh, I'm not ugly. I'm not, this don't look right as other people,
Yeah.
But that was a life I lived.
Right. No, I feel you.
Today is different.
Exactly, which is great. Right. And it does help. But I mean,
Yeah.
but I can see why that probably, there was a lot of things that impacted that because like you said, you also like product of divorce, like there's just all these different things that remind you of like, so it's hard to start over. Like there was
Yeah.
a lot of having to start over after different things that kind of like,
And that wasn't the hard part for me.
okay.
It really wasn't. Like when I left my divorce, everybody was like, "How could you leave the house? And how could you leave?" And I said, "You know what? It's not worth it for me. None of that is worth it to me. I just need something to put in my house, my kids to have a bedroom, somewhere for me to sleep at night.
Right.
But I don't want anything. I don't want to fight you. If he's a good father to his kids, we have 50-50 custody of our kids and it's working out very well for us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's all about my kids. You know what I'm saying? You take care of my kids, leave me the fuck alone, and I won't ask you for nothing.
Right.
And I did. I walked away with nothing both times. Both times. I don't want anything.
Yeah.
Just take care of my kids because for me, I didn't get in it for all this. You know what I'm saying? All this was just a bonus. I got in for,
Exactly.
to be a family, to love one another, to be there for one another, and do this together.
Right.
I didn't anticipate two mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not my kids, but the relationships. But
Right.
things happen.
Oh, for sure.
They happen. But I nothing is worth my sanity and my peace, and I'm not gonna fight you for nothing.
Right. No, at the end of the day, yeah, you got it.
I got it all on my own, and I
Right.
will do it on my own. I will. One day, one way or another, it will happen.
Right.
So,
Yeah. No, but I hear yes. And then and so that's what's interesting is that that's good to hear because that's not always, you know what I mean, like the experience for everyone. Because like you said, you refer to them as, you know, mistakes, which are also lessons in disguise.
Period.
Yeah, as we know. But it also was to ending. So like at the end of an ending is a new beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like knowing that eventually it led you to, you know, to this greater place. But yeah,
Yeah.
like but you weren't afraid to, you know what I'm saying, leave it all, let it all go.
No, I
So
wasn't.
then get to the next, you know, experience.
it was scary, but it was the biggest, and that was the killer part is when you walk away. That's why I tell people, you know, walk away for a day or two and see if that person comes to you, and then see if it's worth fixing. You know, you
Yeah.
could see the difference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you walk away and you just feel this freedom, then you knew you needed to do that a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't meant for you. If nobody's going to chase one another, and it shouldn't be you chasing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you walked away for your reasons,
Yeah.
because something wasn't going right, you know?
Right.
But when I walked away both times, it was like, you
Yeah.
know? And then it was like in my mind, you know, you have the stress of how am I going to do this? How am I going to rebuild? You know?
Right.
How am I going to, where do you start?
Yeah, really. Exactly.
But you just play each day. That's what I did. I just played it every day.
Yeah.
Every one day at a time. As long as I could pay my bills and put
Right.
food on my
We
table,
good?
I don't.
Yeah.
And right then and there is when I started living my teen years and my 20s. You know, I was, all right, now I'm about to go hang out with the girls and,
Right.
you know, have a drink and not feel guilty or put this on because somebody didn't want it, or, you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of those things. And that's how you start finding yourself.
Right.
You know, all a lesson, all part of life's journey.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you only can do it like you said, a little bit at a time, like to
little bit at
figure
a
it out. You know what I mean, one step at a time. But also, it also led you to this bigger thing. So, like you said, not only was it those beginnings that you had to like start over with and you know figure out, but now you're at a place too where, like you said, as far as releasing guilt, as the oldest in your family, you now take more time for yourself, which you said was also not an easy thing
No.
to get to.
It still ain't easy.
Yep, still on them.
It still
Yes.
ain't, you
Right.
know. But we still find the time, and it's prioritizing. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? It's
Right.
it's being there for those moments. They're all great moments, but there's some moments you just can't miss.
Yeah.
Or you know, it's prioritizing. All right, I didn't go to that one, so I got to go to this one. Or you know, and that's how I try to woo through things. You know.
Yeah. But you definitely can't be at everything all the time.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
You
it'll-
just can't because
Like-
then you don't have a life.
Yeah.
It becomes theirs.
Right.
You just a body. You're on E now. You're not gonna go. It's a lot. So
Yeah. No, definitely. So it's good to be able to, and then when you finally do have these events, which is like the other thing that I'm super, that I think is really cool is like you said, these themes that y'all came up with, you know what I mean? And all these fun ways to commemorate things.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, do you had a method to that? Y'all be coming together, round table, you know,
come
figuring
together. Mom cooks. Siblings bring a bottle in a 12-pack. We help decorating. It's the girl squad. We pull up. Well, you got the balloon arch. You got the photo booth. You got the
Right.
the decorations. You do the tables. You know,
Right.
it's the girl squad. We have amazing friends. I've had my friends since we were 12, 13 years old. We grew up together. Our kids grew up together.
Right.
You know, it's one of those things you don't find. And let me tell you, there's been a lot of wow.
Right.
There's another life. Another life hack when it comes to friends. It's like you don't find, you know what I'm saying? So when
Right.
you've been through all these things from childhood, I'm
Oh, yeah.
talking 12, 13, you know, same friends, and we've all been through all this together. You know what I'm saying? We see our kids are damn near grown. It's crazy. But you know, they've been there. Like to us, they're more of a family, you know, than friends. But you know, they're Auntie Jackie, Uncle Bob, you know, those characters in the family. Those are family, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So, but who've always, you know, when I had COVID, you know, my brother, Uncle Bob, was bringing me watermelons, you know. I'm craving watermelon, leaving at the doorstep, you know, those kind of things, you know, where you really look at life differently, you
Right.
know, when your life flashed before your eyes at
No,
one
for real.
point, you know, and those friends were there for you. Here's my car, you know, go home, you know, when you were extremely sick and just checking on you all the time. And that's what we do. We still do that to this day. You know, when one of us go through all of it, we all go through all of it. So we're all dealing with it in our own way,
Come on.
but we're all trying to be there for one another, check on one another, You know what I'm saying? And that's another, they're just like your siblings,
Yeah.
and you still are trying to be there for them, even when you're not feeling 100%, or when you're, you got to be strong,
Absolutely.
But yeah, what I have is 100% real. It's genuine, and I'm truly blessed, at the point I am in my life, and my family, them all being here, and just in general, I thank God. Sometimes I just talk to him and say thank you. That's
for
it.
real.
Thank you for this.
Yeah.
Or because it's. I know a lot of people who have family and they're not as close as we are, and with the amount of us that we have, it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? But it was that queen in the middle that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She made me instill that in my family, and if there ever comes that day where it's just me taking over, you know what I'm saying? I know exactly what to be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she set that up well.
Yeah, exactly.
For you, yeah.
The cooking, down to the cooking.
Yep,
the
I made sure.
Thanksgivings,
Yep, she did. Yeah. But your mom is full of life. Like you
She
talked about
is.
mom. Yeah, but like she has all the personality.
Yeah.
In the world, you gonna know she's there, y'all. Like when she step into a room, you notice. It's such the best way though. She lights it up.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So we love her.
Yes, with her realness.
Yeah, that's
It's all
that
over the
too.
place. I'm like,
Yes.
Mom.
For real.
Though. It's rubbing off on me though.
Yeah. Yep. You are your mother's daughter.
Yeah,
for real.
For sure.
Yes. But wow, so you still got people from childhood, you know what I'm saying, to now.
That's literally my friends.
Yeah.
My one best friend and I, we've been when I was married, me and her became close through her brother and my husband. That's how we became best friend. Our significant others were brothers.
Wow.
And she saw me through a lot, but I saw her through a lot. And that was rough.
Right.
Because at this time I'm in a marriage, but I had just had my 8-year relationship with my kid's father, and I saw it happening, there, and that,
Yep.
But I never judged her. I never was mad at her. I never told her. I just told her what I did. And I told her, I said, I ain't saying stuff to you to leave him or to belittle him and or you. But I'm telling you, that day's going to come where you're just going to walk away. It took her a long time, and she did, and I'm proud of her.
Yep.
And then, my best friends, they were Uncle Bob and Jack, they were boyfriend and girlfriend, each other's first. And finally, after 25 years, they got married.
Right. Wow.
Literally. We just did their wedding, like in the last, 4 years?
Right.
They've been married.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's like amazing support on both sides, on the
Yes.
family level and on the friend level.
Because you can't find friends like that.
Nah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, geez,
let me
that's
tell you
horrible.
what, and when there's a new friend that comes around, or a new person, or a new girlfriend of one of the siblings, or, you know what I'm saying, and they, you know how many times there's been women that come in our life and are scared to end a relationship with somebody because they lose us?
Oh, yeah.
And and at the same time, on one end, I'm like, this is amazing, but on the end, I'm like,
Right.
what about you?
Yeah, for real. Though.
We're still gonna be here. You could still call us. You could still,
Right.
hang. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be the same, but you don't lose us 100%.
Nope.
But this is the kind of things that I hear.
Yeah.
In my family.
Exactly.
From people who come in, or you just don't have it.
Right.
And it really is rare, and that's why I say I'm so blessed because of who we are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely the way y'all hold each other down, for sure.
Yeah.
And then, like, with the theme, so, like, denims and diamonds, for example, that was one of the recent themes.
That was my sister's theme.
Yeah, like...
She mainly comes up with her themes.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I was like, where do they come up with the ideas?
She did a bad and bougie one. That one was really cool.
That's
I brought
cute.
out this ridiculous fur coat.
Yes.
But, she did what was the other one with the flappers?
Okay. Oh, dang. Like 19... No, not 19...
Gatsby.
Yes. Okay.
She did
Great
that
Gatsby.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mainly my themes have been more like when I did my 40th, it was more like my colors and, welcome to, I don't want to say being an older woman, but,
Right.
it was kind of like you're.
It's a new era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 40 and fabulous.
Okay.
And I did it like
Let's go.
burgundy, gold, and black, which were like my colors. But
Nice.
but yeah, it's more like colors when I do a party. I just want you to wear a certain color or something. But yeah, my sister, she comes up with her themes.
Man. Okay. Yeah, because she committed. I'm like, that was cute. I like that. That was cute.
Very committed, boy.
Yes.
Yeah, and I got excited because I got to do the decorations, and I get like very excited. I'm a big crafter. I love to craft.
Yes.
That's kind of like another way of putting my thoughts and feelings into things and just focusing on that,
Yeah.
instead of life and things around. Is I have food good? Did I wash some clothes right? Did I feel, you know what I'm saying? It's looking at your craft and saying you did that,
Yeah.
And I take pride into making stuff. So
Yes. How cool is
I was
that?
so excited to do her decorations.
That's cool. See, because other people hate that.
I was in
part.
there cutting up my jeans. I don't like these. They don't fit,
Yeah, we gonna make this right. Right.
Yep.
Yes.
So it was really nice. But yeah, sis comes up with all that stuff.
Wow. But it is really cool.
It is, and it's cheap. We ain't out there spending thousands of
buku.
dollars.
Yeah,
you
very
know?
good. Yeah.
But we all have a responsibility, and we already know. You already know what you got to do. You getting 2 bottles, you getting 1. You getting the 12-pack. You got the waters. You got. Mom's got the buffet going on. That's mom right there.
Yeah.
She don't let nobody help cook.
But that's fine.
Why
She
not?
can handle that. You got it,
know,
mom.
but,
Whatever you need, let me know.
yeah.
Exactly.
So, but she always we make it work.
That is
Literally
so cool.
blessed.
Yes. And I'm sure it informed your side hustle that you referred to because
the
that's
photo
related
booth,
to like
yeah. Yeah, we've used it. We used it at her party, and it was definitely a big hit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it really
cool.
is.
Right.
So yeah,
Now something you could take on the road, you know what I'm saying, and other people can also use.
exactly.
Yes. That is cool.
Yeah, I mean, I was more committed in the beginning, but now it was really just a side hustle, and I like it because it brings you around people in different
Yes.
environments, and you get to, that's what I love to see. I love to see people having a good time, and
Right.
when they're on that photo booth and they're taking their shirts off and
Right,
being
doing whatever.
extra with the props, it's pretty fun. So
Yes.
it's kind of stuff I like to see.
I must say, it's definitely that, but also like it's such a way to, capture memories.
Yes.
Yes.
Period. And if you ever want in my house, there's pictures.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
I
a
thought.
picture lover. I
Yeah.
got pictures, photo albums. My phone is, I don't have to post everything, but I have moments that are just like, and that's why I love pictures because I don't remember a lot of shit, unfortunately. I don't know if that's old age or what, but
Right.
I'm starting out to remember things. And
Yeah.
it's like when I see a picture,
Yeah.
I remember that day.
Yeah. Oh no, that's something we have in common. So
Yeah.
like, I didn't see your house, but I saw your stories, and you be having pictures, and I get made fun of by some of my little mentees and stuff because all the pictures they're like, you always taking pictures. You like the old lady.
No.
I don't care. I want
No.
my picture.
That's right.
Exactly, and it's a fun way to capture. And you're right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? After that moment is over, want to be able to have something. You know what I'm saying, to look back on it. Otherwise, it is easy to forget. So I'm all
100%.
about it. Oh, my girls know, but my girls also be ready. They be ready to post. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yeah.
So yeah. my
Oh,
kids,
oh, wait.
Oh, my kids don't play. Oh, my kids don't play.
Oh, wait, my 15-year-old, he will. It's like, damn, can I get? But the 9-year-old, he's all over the place,
Yeah,
you know?
that's cute.
But,
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah. So they grow out of it
Right.
at some point. But
I'm telling you. But yes. So yeah. So but it's a cool way that all of this, like comes together and all those things. So clearly you've had some amazing lessons, like you said, you know what I mean? And like, is there a major takeaway you would say, or like, I don't know, thing that you've taken in as we are embarking on this new year, or just
I wouldn't say there's been any major takeaways for me, and I don't like to look at it like that. But for me, I feel like a lot of my past, I feel like I'm rushing my life now because I'm older, and because I'm starting over. Like I feel like I wish something that I have now would have came to me then. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I try not to look at it that way because my kids came out of all of that. But it was just a rough journey for me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I kept saying, what the hell did I do? Like why? I'm a good person. I'm there for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm doing everything right. So I just kept asking myself. So and I wouldn't even call it a regret, but if I had to look back at my life, I would have wished that I had something that I have today sooner. But then mentally I wouldn't be as strong as I am. And,
right.
But that's it. And to go forward, moving forward, I just want to keep learning
Yeah.
as I go along. And I feel like maybe in another 10 years from now, I can sit up there and be telling great life lessons. You know what I'm saying?
Even more of them. Yeah.
Yeah, like better stories, and who knows? I don't know where 10 years is going to bring me, if it's going to bring me. But if I'm there, I'm going to, I'll look back at this moment and say, yeah, I remember when I was sitting there talking 10 years ago.
Right. Look at me. Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if I had to deal with all that, and if my life is at 5 years now, because that's how long I've been divorced, and and in my new relationship. It's been 6 years, but 5 years in my relationship. And, you know, if I had to look back, I've done more in these last 5 years that have been amazing in my life than I had my whole life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Things that I never thought I would do or experience. So
Right.
if I can continue to move this forward until, you know, it's time to go home, you know, then that's what I would want the rest of my life to be.
Absolutely. Oh, yes. Love that. So, yes. And man, I don't know if you want to throw out, like, if anybody, like, you know, resonated with anything about you or, like, ends up wanting to learn more about you. I don't know, the photo booth, whatever. You can feel free to throw out anything.
My photo booth is, it's on Facebook, 360 Snapwriter, but I'm also on Instagram as Motez, which is just me. Yeah. That's my nickname. That's what I go by. That's what people know me by. But I am always a person that loves to talk. I love to listen. I never judge. But the reason I wanted to be a part of the podcast with you, because I think what you do is very inspiring. I think in order for people like me, you know what I'm saying, who grew up and dealt with so much, you don't hear that from nobody. You don't hear shit.
Yeah.
You hear gossip. You hear, you know, but no, until you really know me, you're not gonna know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Know me. Right. But just know that where I'm at today, it took a lot for me to get here.
Yep. Amen.
So, and I'm always here. Like, I'll reach out to my friends when I know they're down and out, and I know. Right. But if even my family, you know, I know when my sister's down. I know. You know what I'm saying? But you can only know that I'm here. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't force you ever, but I'm here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's for anybody. Anybody. You can be a family, you can be a friend, you can be somebody who don't know me but know of me. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. But yeah.
The support is there.
Yeah, for sure. And we've all been through it, and we all go through. Right. Everybody. Ain't nobody perfect. It's impossible. Yeah. It's not possible.
Right. No, literally. It really ain't.
It's fake. It's a lie.
You're right. So you just gonna keep, chasing the elusive thing. Yeah.
Elusive.
You know what I mean? Yes.
So you just be grateful for what you have, literally.
Right. That part.
Because somebody always got it way worse than you.
Man. Yeah. So. And you got a lot to be grateful for.
Yeah.
So, yes. So, man. So, y'all, like, thank you then, you know what I mean, for all that little gems. Absolutely.
Thank you.
And I'm so glad. I'm glad that, we can make that happen then, because I agreed. I love that. That's the message that you want to spread. I'm glad that we could do that, what I'm saying, in some way. And y'all, if anything resonated with you, feel free to reach out, you know what I'm saying? And always, because that's what we do want to do. We finally want to give voice to the things that we don't always talk about, you know what I mean? And finally have that out here for sure.
There's somebody out there who's me right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's
At
true.
16, 17, there's somebody like,
right. Figuring it out right now, stumbling through, you know what I mean? Trying to figure it out. Yes.
Yep.
So we want to help, we always want to help out. So thank you so very much. Thank y'all. And we're going to keep doing it again. You know what I'm saying? Every Feel Good Friday that we have an opportunity. So thank you.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.